so good. God, you're so good. You're so good to me. Come on, can you sing that to him? God, you're so good. Lord, we say it today. You're so good. We're so grateful for your kindness and your faithfulness. You're so good. You're so good to me.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Yo, God is so good. He is good to me. If he's been good to you, come on and let's give him glory this morning. Welcome to Good News Today. It is a daily, well, not every day, but we come on in the mornings, and our goal is just to encourage you, give you a little good news as you get your day going. It's a whole lot of news out there, but I just wanted to make sure in the midst of all the news that you hear some good news. And the good news is, regardless of what's going on, everything is going to be okay. Theme song. Here we go. Hey. Everything.
Everything's gonna be okay. Gonna hear some good news today.
Come on. Hey, hey.
Joys, pains,
Yo.
ups, downs, I'm working all day. Everything's gonna be okay.
For God so loved the world.
Yo, put it in the comments. Tell somebody everything's going to be okay. Come on.
Okay.
Encourage somebody.
Believe in him shall not perish but have
Everything's gonna be okay.
everlasting life.
Gonna hear some good news today.
Yo, turn my mic up. Y'all ain't see this coming. Get ready to catch this. Come to snatch your righteous mind, not your edges.
Hey,
God is the goal, and then there's the period. This thing is real. Woo cha, we serious, intentional, the original. God is in control. Do it for your soul. Gotta let the whole world know. Ayo, ayo.
Yo, everything's going to be okay. Put it in the comments. Tell somebody.
Everything's gonna be okay.
You never know who needs to be encouraged. Come on.
Everything's gonna be okay. Gonna hear some good news today.
Yo, it's so good to see everybody. All these familiar names and faces, not faces, but names in the comments. I see y'all up in here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So good to see y'all. Everything's going to be okay. Put it in the comments. Write it, type it, tell somebody. You just never, you literally just never know who needs to be encouraged. You never know who's going through, or you just may need to see it. You may need to, all the other signs and all the other markers are telling you it ain't gonna be okay. All the other signs and markers, I'm telling you, here's your sign from the Lord. Everything's gonna be okay. Put it in the comments. Everything's gonna be okay. Because the good news is, Jesus Christ is on the throne. He's in control. This morning, when that sun came up, brand new mercy came up. Brand new mercy. Brand new mercy. Yo, what up, Banks? Yo. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Tell somebody everything's going to be okay. Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. Me and my wife celebrated 22 years of marriage this weekend. 22 years. 22 years of marriage. And it's been fun. What I realized is that I was counted up. Out of 22 years, we... What's good? What's good, Tony? Out of 22 years, we moved 6 times. We had 6 different residents out of 22 years. I told the church this Sunday. What's up, Miss Alicia? Yeah, 22 years. So we celebrate. Although, currently we too broke to really celebrate and do anything. So we just, I don't even know. Did we even did we even eat? We ate something. We just, but we gonna do a trip at some point. 22 years, 6 houses, and what we did was when we moved from Mississippi, we packed up everything. I mean, everything. And by the time we got to the 6th house, there was still stuff that we had from the Mississippi house that we never unpacked. Did you hear what I said? And we had collected stuff from each subsequent house along the way. So the 2nd house, the 3rd house, we just pack everything up and take it. So by the time we got to the 6th house, we had stuff from the 1st house, the 2nd house, the 3rd house, 4th house, and 5th house that we didn't even unpack, that we just kept the whole time. And then this creates a full garage. Like we've never put a car in a garage. I don't know how y'all figure that out. We just always use that as extra square footage. We have never put a car in our garage. We've never put a car in our garage. It has always been the stuff from the 1st house, excuse me, the 2nd house, the 3rd house, the 4th house, just collecting it. And then you go through there and you just look at stuff. You just pick up stuff and you be like, what is this still doing up in here? What is this? This is we had a clear phone from 1994. You remember them clear phones where you can see all the parts and different colors of the parts? What is this still doing up in here? We had a Microsoft Word processor computer where it ain't no computer screen. It's just this big old typewriter / word processor. It was in between stage. It's like, what is this still doing here? Like, what is this doing up in here? You ain't gonna use this. But in every transition, you kept stuff from the 1st, and then you kept from the 2nd, and you look up, and you've amassed a lot of stuff that is worthy to be questioned. What is this still doing here? I think like moving houses, I think as we journey in life, we move seasons. And as we move seasons, we amass luggage, baggage. And if we don't appropriately unpack along the way, we will find ourselves in our current season carrying baggage from previous seasons and seeing things in our life where we are forced to ask ourselves the question, now what is this still doing here? What is this still doing here? And most of us, we do a good job of keeping it boxed up. But you mess around and you bump into something and you see, I didn't even know that was still there. I didn't even know that was still there. Sometimes you'll just be reminiscing in your mind and bump into bitterness. And you say, I didn't even know that was still there. You'll just be emotionally navigating your own heart and soul and just run into a box full of anger from a season of betrayal. And you say, wow, what is this still doing up in here? You'll run into lust. Come on in here, somebody. Hello. You'll run into lust and you'll be like, oh, what is this doing up in here? What's up, cousin? It's good to see you, Tony. Yeah, y'all feel what I'm saying? Like you'll just be, you just carried stuff from different seasons and you're like, Lord, what is this still doing here? For the next few weeks, I'm just going to be talking about every week at church and then even on here, What are the things in your spiritual storage room that needs to be cleansed, that needs to be cleaned out? What are the things in your life that you just need to go and it's worthy of questioning? What is this still doing here? After all this time, after all these years, after all this growth, after all the Lord has done, what is this still doing here? Like this cannot still be up in here after all this time. It is not serving me. It ain't helping me serve God. It's not a blessing to where I am now. Even if you carrying stuff, watch this. There was a blessing for an old house. It don't fit in the new house. That's why it's in the outhouse. What stuff that was spiritually, even emotionally, maybe it was a blessing then, but now it's just baggage. Because what was a blessing in one season can become baggage in another season. Oh, I wish I had a witness up in here. Oh, I wish I had a witness up in here. Are we up in here today? I said what was a blessing in one season, before you know it, you 3 seasons away from that, honey. That's now baggage. What is this still doing here? God is calling us to live fully in the next season. And in order to live fully in the next season, maybe there's some things you got to release and clean out from the past season. Maybe it's forgiveness. Maybe it's a lack of engagement and laying around was a blessing in that season because I was weary and I needed that. But now that has become a burden because you need to walk in more discipline and more energy and more exercise. What is it? I want to start January 1. I want to start a journey of 100 days. And I would love to invite you all to go with me. And it's 100 days of focus. And I'm just going to call it, it's going to be called the next 100 days. And what would it mean to, Prissy, that's hilarious. Get out my house now. I love that. What would it mean for us to say, all right, 2025, the 100 days starting January 1, the next 100 days, we're going to focus, and we're going to bring focus to, and you can pick your area. It's not a fast. It's not fasting for 100 days, but it's a focus for 100 days. And we can use fasting throughout the time to help us with our focus. But I want to call us to a 100-day focus on your emotional health, financial health, physical health, and spiritual health, and relational health. Those are the 5. 5 for 24. 5 for 25. 5 for 25. Your emotional, spiritual, financial, physical, and relational health. Your relational health. And what does it mean to say, all right, I want to pick one of those, or over the 100 days, we break it up and you have a season where you kind of work and give focus to each one, but setting some goals in those areas. And let's walk together for 100 days and let's lock in. I even want to start a special group where those of us that are focused in, we put our goals in and we keep each other accountable and encourage one another. And we start January 1. And that was the hard thing. I didn't want to start January 1. I didn't want to, because I was like, I don't want to start with focus. I want to start with folly. And the Spirit said, get your spirit right early. Start out the gate. Start on day 1, January 1, start 2025, come out the gate, locked in for a 100-day focus. If you're interested in that, if you be down with putting your focus in and let's locking in together for 100 days, Just put it in the comments. Just say I'm in. Just say I'm in, or I'm interested. Just say I'm in. Just say I'm in. Because we want to answer this question, what is this still doing here? And this no longer needs to be here, so we're going to take time and we're going to work this thing out. Financial discipline, why do I not have a budget? What is this still doing here? This immaturity concerning my finances, what is this still doing here? This inconsistency with how I handle my money, what is this still doing here? Y'all, let's get after it. Let's get after it. These bad habits with eating, what is this still doing here? What is this still doing here? I've been walking with the Lord all this time, and my health is still wonky and wacky, and what is this still doing here? What is this still doing here? Let's get this out. Let's get this out. Emotional health. I still have not forgiven certain people in my life, and I'm walking with emotional unhealthy dynamics. I'm not self-aware. I am not aware of how I come off. I don't get feedback of how I impact people. I am too old and too far in the Lord to be so emotionally unaware and disconnected from my emotions. What is this still doing here? Relationships. I still ain't got no good friendships. I still don't know how to pick a good relationship. I still don't know how to pick a man. I still don't know how to find a good woman. I still don't know how to find good friends that can trust. I still don't know what is this that I've been inconsistent with my friends since 6th grade. What is this still doing here? We gonna get into it, y'all. We gonna start January and we gonna go basically all the way to Easter. And we gonna get our focus in. We're going to strengthen our relationships. We're going to strengthen our bodies, our minds. We're going to strengthen our finances. We're going to strengthen our souls, our spirits. We're going to get in because we refuse to move forward with all of this baggage from past seasons. Well, let's go through the boxes, and they are worthy to be questioned. They are worthy to be questioned. What is this still doing here? Let's go through and let's ask the questions. You know, one of the best things to do, especially if you've ever seen the show Hoarders, where they just hoarded all of this stuff, and they have not been able to release stuff. It's a real thing. And they just not just messy people or junky people. No, it's a real block. It's a stuck. You can get stuck in holding on to stuff. You can just get stuck. It could be because you get overwhelmed at what it takes to actually go through it, and to mind through it, and to do all this stuff. That could be just overwhelming. But what I love about the show Hoarders is they get to the point to where they realize, I cannot do it by myself. I cannot do it by myself. I need some help. I need to get some help up in here. And you get somebody to come in and to work with you and to help you clean out your closet, help you clean out your garage, help you clean out your junk drawer. That's what I want us to do for one another. I want us to come together and help each other clean out our junk drawer, clean out our closet, clean out the garage. Because you need people in your life that could tell you, you don't need that. We, a friend of ours, a stylist, Jay Bolin, one of La Rosa's anniversary gifts or a birthday gift, I don't know, but I had him come in. He's from Mississippi, great guy. He came in and he did a styling thing for La Rosa. But a big part of his process is before they could go shopping, we had a budget for them to go shopping and get new stuff. He had a fundamental principle: we cannot bring in new stuff from the mall until we go in your current closet and take out some old stuff. So literally, it'll be just, and you know how you just have your classic staples, your outfits and stuff. She pull out a dress and he'd be like, no, that needs to go. And she'd be like, oh, I love it. Because she had just an emotional attachment, but his stylish, fresh eye was like, yeah, that ain't been cute for about 5 years now. Let that go. I never forget, it was a sweater that she really loved, but it it had, you know how your clothes, it get the, look, my sweater I got on right now got them on it. You know how you have the little balls, how you get the little cotton balls or whatever, the little things that you, I'm going to tell you, she loved that sweater, and I remember she wore it all the time, and I loved it too. It looked great. But he said, it's got balls on it. When it got balls on it, it's time for it to go. Let me tell you something. One of the greatest gifts in your life is for somebody. It's for somebody to look at you and to help you see, that needs to go. Like Jay Boland went through her closet and was like, now this is cute. Now we can do something with this. This is redeemable. This is not. Look at that. You got string hanging out. It's tattered on the side. Child, throw that in the garbage. Went through boots. Boots, we have a collecting for years. Just sick boots. There's the heel is all run down, girl. Throw these boots away. Throw these boots. You need people in your life that can get into the most intimate spaces and tell you, that's not cute no more. You need people in your life that can get into spaces and say, that don't fit no more. There was a time when that fit you. There was a time. That time is no longer. Let me help you see it. Because when you see it how it looked in 1998. You know what I'm saying? And I see it how it look in 2024. Let me give you some 2025, 24 eyes and say, honey, take that off. That's not cute. That ain't it no more. That ain't it. You got to have a community. So what I want us to do for 100 days, I want us to get in community with each other and help us walk through what does it mean to focus on our health, on our friendships, on our spiritual health, on our financial health. Starting January 1, we're going to start walking together and we're going to help each other get ourselves together. We're going to ask ourselves the question, emotionally, spiritually, financially, physically, relationally, we're going to ask ourselves the question, and here's the question. What is this still doing here? What is this still doing here? What is this still doing here? Because God wants you to go into this next season free. He wants you to go into this season delivered. He wants you to go into this season not carrying the baggage. Look, some of us carrying baggage from 2 seasons ago, from 3 houses ago. We moved 3-4 times. We still got unpacked boxes from where we used to be. What is this still doing here? Even while I've been talking, I pray that the Holy Spirit will convict you and begin to show you it's time to throw this out. It's time to get free from this. It's finally time to move forward from this. We don't need to carry this baggage into another season. We don't need to carry this baggage into another season. What is this still doing here? We are not, Let's take this out. We are, God has been too good and too faithful and too consistent for me to get this far and get this and be this stuck. God has been too good, too consistent, and too faithful for me to come this far and yet be this stuck. We not gonna do that. God says, 2025 represents your freedom. And if you're gonna get free, let's get all the way free. Y'all get ready. Next 100 days, we start January 1. Let's walk in freedom. Let's ask ourselves a question, starting right now. What is this still doing here? And let's give it up. All right? I'll see y'all tomorrow. That's a rough ending. I need to put the music back on. I tried to do a transition to where it was like boom, but I ran out of music and then I started scrubbing the mouse. So it's a rough ending. Out. Let's try to end it again. Hold on a second. So ask yourself the question, what is this still doing here? So we can get free. And if you're going to get free, let's get all the way free. All right, I'll see y'all tomorrow. All right, now I'm gonna end it better this time. Okay.